If you have been watching this channel for a while, you will no doubt know that I haven't held the sequels in
such high esteem.
But let's face it, there are enough videos on YouTube criticizing the sequels to last until the end of time, and I suddenly seem to have turned over a new leaf and now love the sequels. So I thought that I would make a video where I talk about things I really like about the sequel trilogy. I want to avoid any negativity towards the sequels in this video because they're perfect. And if in the event I slip up and say something rude about this beautiful trilogy of movies, Watto will be on standby with a taser, and he will tase me as a form of penance.
You're goddamn right I will! It's time you recognize these movies for the masterpieces they are!
Without further ado, let's get into it. So one thing that I'm sure almost anyone who has seen these movies can agree on is that they are incredibly aesthetically pleasing to look at. From set design to cinematography, they're absolutely gorgeous, particularly The Last Jedi. Say what you want about Rian Johnson's choices with the story.
Hey! What the hell was that, eh?
What?
That was negative!
I didn't say anything!
Oh yeah, you did,
I didn't!
You are implying that Rian Johnson did not write a perfect story, eh?
No, I was saying that some people, not me, but some people would say that.
That seems like a loophole to me, but I'll let it slide.
Anyway, Rian Johnson killed it when it came to visual directorial choices. There's no disputing that. Of the three trilogies, I'd say that the sequels are by far the cleanest looking films overall. You simply can't go wrong with John Williams. He returned for the sequel trilogy, and while I do prefer the other two trilogies' music over the sequels, I by no means dislike the score of these films. Kylo Ren's theme and Rey's theme in particular are brilliant, and I especially love the way Williams altered Kylo's theme once he returned to being Ben Solo at the end of Tros. And Rey's theme is both soothing and inspiring. Absolutely fantastic. This is predominantly concerning The Force Awakens, but I loved the way the sequels introduced the new characters, as well as reintroduced the characters we already knew and loved. For example, the opening scene where the First Order attacks the village on Jakku was a perfect way to introduce both the First Order as well as Kylo Ren. It was also an effective introduction to Finn as well. I also enjoyed the simplicity of Rey's introduction on Jakku, how we get to see her living on her own and whatnot. Furthermore, Han Solo and Chewie running onto the Falcon will always be one of the most memorable moments from the sequels. I'll never forget the feelings I got from seeing that in the initial trailer. One of the best things about these films was the hype that surrounded them, particularly The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. There was so much excitement. Star Wars was back at the forefront of pop culture again, and it was awesome to experience. All the theories, the speculation, the piles of merchandise, it was great. What the hell?
I wanted to see if this thing still worked.
You can see electricity coming from the tip. Of course it still works, you moron.
Who is to say? Get back to work!
The most interesting character dynamic in the trilogy was between Kylo Ren and Rey, hands down. It allowed their conflict to feel much more personal, in a way that any hero versus villain's conflict should. I believe this relationship is at its strongest in The Last Jedi, as that's really where Rian Johnson poured all of his focus, and it shows. Out of anything in that beautiful, perfect movie, I would have to say that I was by far most interested in Kylo and Rey's relationship. J.J. Abrams ended this trilogy in such a magnificent, visionary manner that I doubt there could have been a more perfect ending. Rey becomes a Skywalker. Ben Solo dies. Palpatine dies. Again. First Order loses. Again. Truly an awesome way to cap off a near-perfect trilogy. It will forever be my favorite trilogy of movies, surpassing the OT, the prequels, and even the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I can't do this anymore. The sequels have some good things about them, but they are deeply, deeply flawed, and I hate the way they ended. It was like Return of the Jedi, but watered down.
Insubordination, eh?
Ah!
You
I am
don't
entitled to my own
insinuate
opinion.
it's
Ah!
I knew I
Thanks
should
so
have
much for
expected it. You
watching.
take this,
Please
this,
remember to like the
feel
video
electricity.
and subscribe to the channel for
Kill
all
you,
things
boy.
sequels, eh?
You
And
will
I'll
get
see
no
you in the
meals for the
future.
rest of the week. I hope you enjoy starving, you little